Good evening, everyone. This is Jessica Gamboa. Um, and today we're going to work on some aspects, actually, one aspect of connected speech. So, first, let's do an activity. So, if you guys can stand up, this is called apple, banana, mango. So, apple, banana, mango means apple. If I say apple, you're going to first line up and put your hands over your partner's shoulder. So apple means you turn around. Banana, turn around back again. And mango, jump backwards. And but if I say mango twice means one jump backwards and one jump forwards. So if I say for instance apple man apple mango mango banana. So it will be something like apple mango mango banana. Okay, thank you so much, guys. So now let's start with the actual class. So, as I mentioned before, we're gonna talk about one of the aspects of connected speech. So, the first thing that I want to mention is like for us for Spanish speakers, one of the things that is very hard is like to put words together, like linking words, or Elision is one of the hardest one because in Spanish we tend to pronounce every single word, every single letter. So if we do it like that, and the accent can be very strong, we will sound like robots. So we have to learn how to do these things. So the first, it will sound like life is like a box of chocolates. So we may sound kind of funny, or people might not understand us because of the way we're talking. So the way that it has to be pronounced is something like life is like a box of chocolate. Life is like a box of chocolate. So it has some reading, there are some eliation, there are some linking words, linking letters. So it's the way that we work in order to sound more like a native speaker. So as I already said it, the one that we are going to talk about today is eliation. So eliation is the omission of sounds. It could be like a syllable, for instance, or it could be words, complete words. Only sometimes it could be also phrase that is a very hard one. And why we do this to make it easy to pronounce. So it will definitely improve our speaking skills. But one of the things that I didn't mention here is that it will definitely, for sure, improve our listening skills. So if we are familiar with this kind of like alleation or assimilation or linking, if we are familiar with the way they are pronounced, we will be able to understand better. So it will improve our listening skills. And it definitely will improve our speaking skills. It will make us sound more like a native speaker, kind of, um, and less accent. That is very hard one to do. So the first part about eliation is disappearing syllables. As I mentioned before, some syllables might disappear or sometimes change from the word, but it depends on how many syllables the word has. So it has to be more than two or three syllables. So for instance, here we have comfortable, comfortable. So so we have here the omission of O and R. So it doesn't sound comfortable. You might hear it sometimes comfortable, but it's not very usual. So if you say comfortable, people might get confused a little bit. So the way to do it is comfortable. And then we have our second one that is temperature. Temperature. So we have here this one, temperature, but it's not, we don't hear that one very often. So most people will pronounce temperature. Okay, so here we have some examples. So I'm gonna give you a minute and to pronounce them. To pronounce it. Okay, so now you can repeat after me. History, history, vegetables, vegetables, different, different. And the last one, internet, internet. This one is one that I have realized just by listening to people, because if you put it in the phonetics translate transcriptor, it will have the T, but native speakers they say internet, internet. Not all of them, but you might hear it. Okay, so our second part about Eliation is disappearing and sound. So the whole sound might disappear or sometimes it might change. We'll see with examples. So the first one says last summer, since we have the T and this is a consonant and it's S, so we omit the the T sound, and we link. So it's last summer, last summer. Good. So now here, this example, we have one, two, and three sounds. So how does it work? Well, so for the first T sound, we omit because this one is a consonant. So I didn't look at. So now here there is a linking part, and then this T, um, sometimes it changed, so it might sound like an R or like a D, something between that sound. So it sounds. I didn't change. I didn't look at it. I didn't look at it. It's like a at all. I didn't change at all. So it will be like the sound, the T sound change. And this is another example. For instance, this is when that is the past tense of go. So we have I went to the pharmacy. So we omit this one and then we link them. So I went to the pharmacy. I went to the pharmacy. Good job. So now here we have some examples. I'm gonna give you a minute to read them and then just repeat after me. Good. Can you hold my bag for a second? Can you hold my bag for a second? Stand next to the table. Stand next to the table. So here we have the first T is omitted, this one is omitted, and link, and this one. I just send the flowers. I just send the flowers. And the last one, there is the d sound d. So my best friend lives in the UK. Okay. So one of the questions that you might be asking yourself right now is how we know when or where on how to know how to do these things, these changes. If is there a technique or a method to know them? Well, the short answer is no. There is no technique or like a formula that we can follow in order to know when to change those things. The whole process has to be about with practice. We learn with practice or by listening to music. Is it will help at all. It is gonna help you a lot. And the other one is watching movies and watching TV series and watching TV shows. For instance, when people, real speakers are talking naturally, um, and you get used to listen to them, and you're gonna improve. And this third part about eliation is sentence. So eliation in sentence. And here I have to recognize that it's very hard for me. I'm struggling still with this part. And sometimes I have to say it. Can you say it again? Can you repeat it? Because it's very hard to get this one. So we have, when you're speaking fast, some words can be completely removed from the sentence. And that's what makes this part very hard. So because the complete word gonna be omitted or removed. Which kind of words? It could be pronounced like he, she, it, or it could be auxiliary verbs like has, have. So let's see the examples. So I'm still struggling, so I cannot pronounce them very well. and the pronunciation will be, we will omit this pronoun, and it will be something like slept already, slept already, slept already. This one we will omit the pronoun again, and it will be something like not ready, not ready. This one will link and change it, and is, do you live near here? You live near here? And this one again, you did it, you did it, and that's it. So a good way to practice Elision is by listening, trying to writing down, or dictation. So I'm gonna read a little bit here of this book, and you have to copy it back there at home. So just try to write it down and to see how you guys do. So it says, and when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel invited her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children, or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, I'm, oh, okay, this part is very hard, so I'm gonna try to read again. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel invited her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children, or else I die. Okay, this is a quotation from a book, from Margaret Angot that is called the Handmaid's Tale. So and that's it. The way to practice is by detection is the best way to practice, and just listening to actual speakers. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learned something different. And that's all for today. I'll see you next.